Hello there captains, and welcome to this example battle of the Tier 9 German tech tree battleship Friedrich der Große. The Grocer can be configured either for anti-aircraft fire, tankiness or secondary build, and myself I prefer the secondary build, as you can see from the configuration here. The matchmaking hasn't been unkind to us either. It's all tier 8 and tier 9 ships, we're top tier. There is a submarine and a CV, but you expect that at this level. Now, the Grocer, much like Bismarck, is much happier at mid to short range. The guns can be frustratingly inaccurate at longer ranges. Plus, at these shorter ranges, you have the benefit of the secondaries as well. Having said that, you want to be careful when you push with the Grocer. You have to look for the opportunity. So my initial plan is to position myself between B and C caps so I can provide supporting fire over those caps.
Awaiting instructions.
Oh, and look, here comes a torpedo plane. No doubt will be heading towards me because the Grocer can be spotted from the moon. I need to be cautious about them fellas then, because I don't want to lose too much ship health early on in the battle. Let's try to bow into these planes then so that we present as small a target as possible. Right, in the end, it's turning to avoid me and going for our CV. Time to get back to plan A then. Another reason for not pushing in too early in the De Grocer is the number of ships that Wargaming has introduced for players that are not prepared to invest the time to improve their gameplay. Of course, I'm talking about the long-range HE spammers that make it's a far more comfortable introduction to the higher tiers for those players. But also it makes it far more uncomfortable for De Grocer to push in too early. Our team's looking pretty well underrepresented at the C cap, so I'm going to move closer to C than B cap at the moment. We can see 4 enemy ships heading for or in C at the moment, plus it's getting attention from the enemy CV as well right now. And we only have 2 ships there. Margie's heading as well doesn't indicate that she's likely to come and help at C. Let's ask the question. How quickly can 30 knots get me there though, because these guys are going to need help. It does look though as if Monarch is coming our way as well. Okay, there's an enemy ship. Let's take a look. It's the enemy Allende, so let's do what we can to help the Kagero. And hope that one or more of Kagero's torps actually inflict damage on the Allende. Nah, looks like he's dodged them. Alright, here we go. Look what we have here.
The ship is on fire.
With the amount of fires you can get from these spammers, something that I've learned as key to how I play battleships is how you use repair to extinguish fires and how you use the heal as well. While I only have 1 fire on board, I can continue to let that burn because once I do use the heal, I'll recover pretty much all of that damage. Now that secondary fire is of little use if you can't spot the enemy, because the secondaries won't engage, obviously. So you can see how dependent you are upon other ships in your team doing some spotting for you. I'm going to head for that small island dead ahead of me so that I can use that to shield myself from some of the enemy fire. That will also help me to get to the range where I can be most effective. There we are. Let's watch these secondaries get some work in, and what I want to do is time well how I use the hydro here because of the torpedo threat. If Allende turns out here, that's a chance of damage with the main guns. Excellent. Using that island to shield me from those torps. But oh, and there we go, a citadel on the Allende. Lovely. But now I need to be careful about any torps coming in from the Allende. I do love watching these secondaries do their thing, by the way. Here's a longer range opportunity. Let's see how that goes. No great shakes for either of us, and there's a Tirpitz there. Let's just activate the heal before I pop my nose out and see what we can get off of the Tirpitz. That looks like destroyer fire, so let's activate the hydro just to check for any inbound torpedoes. Remembering that Tirpitz has torpedoes as well. He doesn't seem to have the angle to launch at myself, but they could be Tirpitz torpedoes that are passing us by on the port side. I'll keep pushing forwards here though to deny Tirpitz the opportunity to launch torpedoes at me. Bearing in mind that I want to keep pretty much bow in to that destroyer position as well. Go on then, show me that broadside, I'm ready for you. Oh, and there we go, 22,000 damage, and here come the destroyer torpedoes. Time to try to thread the needle. Yes! There you go, you had your chance. Now it's my turn. Of course, overpens, because... But hey buddy, I have rear turrets as well. There you go, scratch one DD. Oh, look at that, and Parsifal smacked that Amalgi as well. Allende torps, but they don't look like good ones, do they? Nope, close, but no cigar for you, buddy. How about this for you then? Nice. Right, we have significant points and ships lead, and I can stay here and take the cap now. There's no pressure on me here at sea. There we have it then, FDG at her brawling best. Meantime, check out the chat for the CV and subs Lovers Brigade. While I wait to complete the capture of C, hopefully Amalgi, Monarch and Allende will realise that it's safe to come out now. All of the remaining enemy ships are in the northwest around A cap, so once I complete this capture, I'm pushing off onto B cap to defend that. Let's go. Shots off on the Shimanto. Oh, someone just chewed his face. Oh, and Massachusetts finishes the job. Just some tidying up to do now then. So FDG is not thought of as a nimble ship, quite rightly, but we managed to navigate the sea cap with the multiple islands in there without any real problem at all.
Enemy submarine in sight.
B and C are ours now, and we have such a position of dominance. Let's just go and push straight through to A and see if we can actually get some more damage by mopping up the enemy at that point. I don't have great expectations of these maximum range volleys. So we have a carrier, battleship and a submarine left to tidy up. Let's take a look then. What can we see here? We have Massachusetts on station, but doesn't have a great deal of health left at the moment. Hampshire's suffering a bit here as well, and actually Massachusetts is down now. And whose torps are those? That's got to be the submarine. That's logical, because it's the I-56 that took down the Massachusetts.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
I have the hydro ready to go though, so we're good to go. Looky here comes the Duncan, who does pose a torpedo threat, but my money's on me for this one. The potential fly in the ointment here is the position of the enemy submarine. Not one shell connected. Okay. Almost all of the secondaries are missing as well. What's occurring? Let's try one more main battery salvo. That's better. Okay, time to get the eyes peeled, ready to spot that submarine. And hydro for potential torpedo threats. Really? Is Duncan coming out broadside on? We'll be ready for it if so, and there you are. Shots away then. One more enemy ship off the board.
Battleship destroyed.
Oh, and there's the submarine. Let's see if we can get a drop on her.
Airborne! Airborne!
Ouch, I take a slap from the enemy CV, but there goes another enemy ship off the board. What a pity I didn't manage the final shot on that Tirpitz. That would have been the Kraken now then. Hold on though, here's the enemy CV. Is this another opportunity? Let me get turned around so I can use all of the guns. I'm not even going to try to avoid those torpedoes, even if they both cause a flood. It's too late for the enemy now. Here we go, is this the Kraken shot? No, not to be. Final tally then, 124,000 damage, 4 ships sunk, and a solo cap in the FDG. That with the other ribbons is enough to give us top billing in the final scores. I hope this has been a useful example of FDG play for you. Thank you for taking the time to view it. Happy sailing, guys. Goodbye.